One of the fastest ways to panic when labour starts, realising you're not ready. Your partner says the words, "I think it's time." And suddenly you're running around the house looking for clothes, nappies, chargers, snacks, everything you meant to prepare for but didn't. That's why the hospital bag matters. It's not just about packing a few things. It's about removing stress when things start moving quickly. In this episode, we're going to walk through exactly what you need to prepare, what to pack, and how to make sure you're ready when that moment finally arrives. Because when labour begins, the last thing either of you need is chaos. The preparation, that's what brings calm. So you're not just expecting a baby, you're becoming a father, and there's a difference. Most men don't realise this until it's too late. They wait, they stay quiet, they assume they'll figure it all out when baby arrives. And then one day, they're exhausted, disconnected, and wondering how they became a passenger in their own family. This series, it exists to stop that from happening. I'm Aidan, founder of the Modern Fatherhood Club, and a dad of two. I've lived the mistakes, I've carried the pressure, and I know exactly what it costs when fathers don't prepare. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. It's about understanding your role early so you don't spend the next 5 years trying to repair it. Every episode is designed to give you clarity, perspective, and one thing you can actually do right now to show up better for your partner and your child. No fluff, no lectures, just clear, practical advice based on real experience. The moment is nearly here. Birth plans are being discussed, hospital bags are being packed, and you're getting closer to one of the biggest moments of your life. But here's the thing most of us underestimate. Labour doesn't run on a tidy schedule. It can happen quickly, plans change, and emotions are going to be running high. So the goal here is simple. Be prepared, stay flexible, and understand your role as the big day approaches. Now, before we talk about the hospital bag itself, there's something important to understand. Birth choices. They are deeply personal. Some women choose hospital births, others prefer home births. Some want epidurals, others want water births or minimal intervention. And the most important thing for you to remember is this: her body, her birth, her choice. Your role is to support that decision. Be part of the conversation early. Understand her birth plan and be ready for things to change. Because labour doesn't always go exactly as planned. So always be prepared for plan B. Protect her wishes where possible, but also be ready to support her if medical decisions need to change during labour. When we talk packing the bag, here's a simple rule. Have the bag ready by week 36. That gives you about a month of breathing room before the baby is due. Keep it somewhere easy to grab, by the front door, under the stairs, or even put it in the boot of the car. Because when that moment comes, you don't want to be hunting around the house looking for it. Here's a practical checklist to make sure she's comfortable and prepared. You're going to want to include in that bag her birth plan, hospital notes, loose-fitting clothes, a dressing gown, slippers or flip-flops, breastfeeding friendly pyjamas or nightwear, 3 changes of clothes, 5 to 6 pairs of comfortable underwear, nursing bras and breast pads, at least 2 packs of maternity pads, and a wash bag. Include toothbrush, toothpaste, hairbrush, deodorant, shampoo. Bring a towel and possibly bring her own pillow if that helps her feel comfortable. Now, snacks and drinks, they are also essential because labour can be long. A straw bottle can make it easier for her to drink during contractions. And other useful items include a handheld fan, a TENS machine with spare batteries, any regular medication, entertainment, Well, that can also help during those early stages. A playlist, downloaded shows, podcasts, and don't forget the basics. A phone, a long charging cable, or a power bank. Now, for the tiny human you're about to meet, baby's essentials are going to include bodysuits, vests, and sleep suits, both newborn and tiny baby sizes, a going home outfit, a hat, scratch mittens, socks or booties, a blanket or shawl, nappies, cotton wool or sensitive wipes, muslin cloths, and finally, one essential that people sometimes overlook, the car seat. Make sure it's fitted correctly and ready to go before the due date. Now, of course, your partner's needs come first, but don't forget yourself. Labour's going to be long. You may be at the hospital for some time. So pack a change of clothes, toiletries, snacks and drinks, your phone, camera, a charger or power bank, spare glasses or contact lenses if you need them. And if a birth pool is part of the plan, pack your swimwear. And it's worth bringing spare change for vending machines and hospital car parking because it's extortionate. Now, every birth experience is different. Depending on your partner's birth plan, you may play a bigger or smaller role during labour itself. For me, I played a very small part during those early stages. It wasn't until the final stages that my partner really wanted me involved. One thing I can almost guarantee though, at some point during labour, she might shout at you. Don't take it personally. Focus on being and staying calm and present. And please pay attention to what's happening in the room. There may be things she doesn't notice while she's focused on labour. And another important job you may have is managing that communication. If she doesn't want everyone knowing she's in labour straight away, respect that. Constant messages and phone calls from friends and family, well, it can quickly become overwhelming. So manage the updates, protect her space, and control the flow of information until she's ready to share the news. Okay, so key takeaway, be packed early, have a hospital bag ready well before that due date, and organise it so everything is easy to access. And remember to prioritise comfort for both of you. And don't forget to capture some moments, even the messy ones, because those memories, they'll mean more than you ever realise. It's one of my biggest regrets, is not capturing enough of the moments, not during labour, but those immediate moments afterwards, for both our eldest and our youngest. I wish I'd got more photos with me and baby, with mum and baby. Those early moments, that first embrace, those are the moments that matter. That early skin-on-skin time with your son or daughter, those are the things that matter to her, to you. Now, of course, if there are complications during labour, that's not going to be easy to do. And if baby needs support early on, again, it's going to be something that you're not going to have control over. But if it all goes to plan, and if your partner is a phenomenon, she sticks exactly to the script, she overcomes every challenge from the beginning to mid to late labour, and that early connection, you've got to capture it. Now, I'm not saying you stay behind the camera for the whole duration of those moments, but what I am saying is take a step back, breathe it in, let her connect with baby. Capture those moments, because those are the moments that when you look back, maybe you'll be like me and regret not capturing them enough. But those early formative months, weeks, days, that's where you capture the memory. That's where you capture the magic. That's where you see baby change so quickly. So make the most of it, to be ready. You know, your role in this whole process is not a bit part player. You may be needed towards the end to get her over the line. That's where you step up. That's where you encourage. That's where you look her dead in the eye if you can and tell her how amazing she's been, how strong she is and how much you appreciate her. It's that little confidence boost that can help. It's that communication between the two of you that will bring you closer together, that will help you navigate the testing times ahead. Be there, Be her voice. Be supportive. Challenge the health professionals when you don't understand, and make sure they recognise and understand your partner's birth plan and how committed she is to sticking to it. Okay, so one thing to focus on from this episode: take ownership of the hospital bag. Check the list, lay everything out, know exactly where everything is, know the birth plan, because it shows your partner you're engaged and prepared, and it gives her one less thing to worry about. Because once that bag is packed and the preparations are finished, there's only one thing left to wait for: the moment labour begins. And when that moment comes, knowing what's happening and how to support your partner becomes incredibly important. And that is what we're going to walk through in the upcoming episodes. How to support your partner, stand shoulder to shoulder with her, and give her the support that she deserves. If this episode hit home, that's not by accident. Fatherhood has a way of surfacing the things we've been avoiding: the pressure, the fear, the expectation, and identity. The difference between dads who grow into the role and dads who burn out under it is support and awareness. So if you want ongoing support, you can join us at themodernfatherhoodclub.com. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe so you don't miss any of the future episodes. And if you're listening on podcast platforms, follow the show, because it helps us reach more dads who need it. And if you know another dad who's going to benefit from this conversation, please share the episode with him. Because that's how this spreads, one honest conversation at a time. Remember, presence beats perfection. Awareness, well, it beats guesswork. And the work you do now will echo for decades to come. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.